nearing completion on this job, especially here on the south side. Just a few more trees we're going to cut. This is one of them right out here. It's going to fall back towards us, I think. This morning, first thing, we cut this big post oak here by the landing, and it cut off Doty in the stump, which we'll look at it in a minute. That little walnut there, it hung over the fence line out into the field. That's where they're putting in a new fence, so we cut it and got it down. It had wire in it about 4 feet up. I mean, it wasn't much. It was more of a favor to get it down, but we tried to salvage what we could out of it. It was a dangerous tree. I mean, that's why we went ahead. It'd be best for us to cut it and get it down, then try to have the landowner take matters in his own hands. Not that I don't think you can cut it, Kenny. But we got it down safely and got the mess cleaned up. We'll get these bucked up here at the end of the day. I hear a snap, crackle, pop. This whole tree's starting to come down. Get down through there now. Good shot. Good shot. Open the canopy up there a little bit. Now we'll put the bucket on here just after a bit, and we'll slick all this up right through here. We'll back drag everything, and this will be ready for seed or to leave it like it is. I mean, we'll smooth it all out to where it looks good. And still yet before we leave here, I'm going to put some water bars in on the hillside here and some of these log roads to help prevent any kind of erosion issues that might come up. Fire up the skidder here. So we're here on the north side of the property, and we knew there was a few trees over here. I really didn't know how much there was, because when we looked at this, we just kind of briefly walked to this edge here. So when we got over here through the gate down here along the road, I was just kind of scouted out. I drove up through here. Of course, the property line fence is just right there, and there's kind of an existing road here, which Kenny's truck's parked there in the way. And I drove the skidder up through there, and right up there, just kind of around that little bend, there's kind of a low area where water kind of collects in the sandy soil. It doesn't go too well together, so it was a little soft. So after telling Kenny, I said, well, I'm just going to kind of make a road right through here up on top of this ridge, which it took me about 20 minutes maybe. Go through here and kind of push out some of these trees. And of course, that's not to grade, definitely not to grade, because it's kind of hard to do much grade work with the old skidder here, but it's a pretty good road. I made it to where I really intended for Kenny just to drive up through there and park. I kind of cleared off a little area where we could park, but I think he drove there and come back, and I think he's going to start falling trees right there. Saw it just fired up. But what we'll do when we're done with this road, I definitely want to come back with a skid steer, and we will shape that up to where it is smooth and kind of more to grade, at least leveled out a lot better than what it was, and have a good road here on top of this hill. It's a pretty cool little view here on top of this hill. It's just kind of a, I don't know, kind of a knob, I guess you might call it. It runs down through there. Of course, a little draw creek down here on this side. This is another family member that owns this land here to the north. That is an uncle, then the granddad or dad, however you want to look at it. Leroy, he's the same age as my dad. They're right there about the same age. Known each other all their lives, all from around home here. He owns the next place over. So it's just kind of a little family area here now that they've acquired this piece. Kind of keeps it all in the family, the farm ground up here, the acreage, a lot of it. So we're gonna fire up. We'll go up here and we'll start dragging. We'll probably drag these back up here to the road, close to the gravel roads where we'll deck them. And I might just see if Dad wants to haul the rest of these for me. That way he can kind of get in here with the Mack. I think he can get in there all right. If not, I'll just feed him out on the road with the skid steer. He can sit right there, and I'll feed him. That way he's not taking up too much of the gravel road. So let's go in here and take a look at things. Looks like a little Doty in the heart, some stump worm. Didn't cut off real good at the top. That's a problem a lot of these trees are having. They're just old trees. Okay. Getting ready to wrap her up for the day. It's a little before noon. Now, I know it's kind of early, but it's Friday, and I've got some meetings in Springfield this afternoon for Logger Threads website and some stuff for the Turner Logging website and the Timber Tracker website. So, all my websites. Anyway, I think this looks really good. This post oak's gone. I think it really opens up this space right here. And we took a white oak right over there, and I think it really opens up the space as well. Tried to do very minimal trees on the outer perimeter from the gravel road. I mean, yeah, you can tell. I think I can, because of course it's different when you're a logger because you got an eye for that. But driving around it, I think a lot of people really won't be able to tell the difference. I mean, maybe they'll tell like it's opened up a little bit more, but as far as actually being logged, it doesn't look bad at all from the road, which that was one of the things we really touched on about doing this. Which a lot of these trees, a lot more of them do need to be cut, but at the same time, if you get to cutting too many more, it's really, you're gonna tell a noticeable difference in your landscape. But stump worm in this thing right here, which almost all these trees have got some issues. But this big post oak, and I would have, I'd almost bet the farm this thing would have cut good, but she cut really doty. Really doty right there. It's got another spot right there. That's unusual in this post oak. Usually that stuff cuts good. And, that's a big tree, big log. Hated to see that cut bad, but this was actually pretty wet right in here when I did the clearing with the skid steer. And having this big post oak out, it'll help put a lot more sunlight in here and dry this out a lot more. So I think that's kind of a nice little open area. Of course, got all the tops kind of pushed off back in here, cleaned up. Like I said, we'll put the bucket on the skid steer, and we'll slick this whole deck area up right here. This will look really good when we're done with it. And this walnut that leaned, it's still showing some blue right there. We cut off above the old fence. It's only got about a 9-foot log in it, and we might have to cut it back another foot with that blue. But I was happy to salvage what we could out of it. And this other white oak, it cut pretty good. Got a good looking bud on it. It's got about 10 foot of good log, and we get up in some rough stuff and just got tie cuts above that, but not too bad. Not too bad at all. Well, guys, that's it for today. Tomorrow we'll be back at it. I think Brandon and I are going to try to squeeze in a dirt job tomorrow evening as well. Just have to wait and see how the weather plays out, because we are supposed to get some bad weather moving in starting tomorrow with a bunch of more rain in the forecast. So awesome. Guys, thanks so much. We'll see you later. Hey guys, if you like what you see, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel for all of our latest videos.